All right, today's guest for you on the Goonery is 9 to 5 Sports. We got host Nam himself. Welcome to the Goonery.
Well, thanks for having me.
Nice. So with that being said, don't have any intro music right now. So gonna just riff through my little bullshit intro.
Go for it.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, step right up. Welcome to another episode of the Goonery. All right, my man. 9 to 5 Sports. Found you guys on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Looks like you guys like to hang out at a tailgate or on YouTube and just riff sports, talk sports.
Yeah, well, actually, that's how we started out. The whole podcast came about from us just talking sports at break during work. So we decided to do a podcast, and at the time we didn't have an actual studio or a whole full setup. So we started doing them at my friend's backyard. And then once it got
fucking dying looking at that today.
Yeah, once it got cold, we were like, "Yo, we have to start doing them inside."
Let's move it indoors.
So we had found a studio in downtown, and that's where we started doing them ever since.
Oh no shit! You got a actual studio. That's big time.
Yeah, it's a whole studio with the actual engineer. So we just record everything over there. We normally do them on Saturdays or Sundays. That's based on everybody's schedule.
Nice. And who is everybody? I saw 4 of you.
Yeah, well, it's 5 of us, but depending on our schedule, even if it's 3 of us or just 2 of us, sometimes we'll just go for it and make it happen. We try to have guests and feature anybody who's willing to come up there and talk sports.
Okay, right on. Got a dog that decided to play with their noisiest toy on the day of a podcast recording. Might have to put a stop to that in a minute here. All right, so we'll dive into that a little bit later. You guys, NC guys, did I read that right?
Yeah, we're based in Greensboro, but all of us are from everywhere. You know, my friend Terrence, he's from the Bronx, New York, and TJ, he's from Atlanta, and Charles and Rasheem, they're both from out here, and me as well. So we all just met at work, but we all just big sports guys.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Love to riff sports at work. All right. So what did you say? Lifelong friends, and then you just like start talking sports and decide to make a podcast? Is that the story?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's the whole shebang.
What's the vision? Where's it going?
To be honest, me and Terrence have a vision of where we could try to build it locally. And hopefully, we'll be able to do other shows on the road and meet other podcasters and actually like do shows on the road or sporting events. And then locally, we're just trying to be able to also give back to kids during school, back to school giveaways and things of that nature, or just give local athletes a platform to where they can voice their opinion on sports and things like that.
Nice. So, got to ask, what teams are you guys a little biased towards? See a Oakland A's hat.
I mean, baseball is not really a thing of mine that I follow too much, but I'm a Carolina Panthers fan.
All right.
I'm a Miami Heat fan as well, and then when it comes to college sports, I'm big on Duke basketball.
Oh, okay, your team. Yeah, that was one of my questions. Duke or
but the rest of the panel is mostly Carolina. Rasheem, he's a Syracuse fan.
Okay.
And he's also a Giants fan. And Terrence, he's a big New York guy. So it's all Jets, Yankees, Knicks, and of course TJ. He's all Atlanta, basically. Georgia Bulldogs, Chicago. He's big on Chicago Bulls.
Dude, those Georgia Bulldogs, I feel like they translate to the NFL real well.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. Yeah. Georgia and Ohio, they definitely have a whole lot of great players coming out of their programs.
Yeah. I felt like Ohio in the 2000s like had a bunch of stars, but they never amounted to anything in the NFL. But now it's
Right.
like the opposite. It's like they have stars,
Yeah.
and now they're like the fucking top picks in the NFL.
Yeah. In the early 2000s, I'd probably say Miami had a lot of players coming out that were stars.
Yeah, yeah. Back in Miami and Ohio State clash in a epic.
For sure. So
The
what prompted you to start a podcast?
oh man, same similar. Just hanging out with the boys. Always cracking jokes and watching sports, getting together.
Right.
Um, someone's dumbass idea to start a podcast, and me just being extreme made it happen. And now I'm just looking for other people that are creating content out there and just bringing them on the show.
Right.
Um, just hanging out, drinking a few cold ones, not editing content, and just kind of getting some raw, uncut scoops from fellow sports talkers.
Okay.
Um,
So what's your take on the NBA right now?
in what regards?
Just the whole thing. Well, I
Just
mean,
the NBA, the
you could
super
break it down to some specifics if you want.
the super team league NBA.
Yeah, that's what it is now.
Yeah. Um, I'm hopeful. I'm pretty biased. I'm a Bulls fan, but it's been fucking painful to be a Bulls fan over the last decade.
Right.
So it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Being in Seattle, would love to root for the Supersonics, but oh wait, they're not here anymore.
Right.
So just kind of hopeful that they're gonna be able to come back with either an expansion or just kind of looking forward to that.
Right.
Other than that, just kind of waiting for these super teams to break up, or when there's big games like I guess LeBron is on the western side of the business now. But yeah, I do like to tune into the finals. A lot of young players. That's how I've seen it so far.
So you think the league will go back into like a non-super team league?
I don't think it will anytime soon. It
I mean,
seems like
there's a lot of quality stars. There's too many, well, not quality stars, but borderline players that could be stars or all stars or superstars. So I find it very hard to where we'll get leagues where it's like a one man show, like the 2001 Sixers with Iverson or anything like that. I think it'll be a lot of two stars everywhere from here forward.
Yeah, you definitely have to, pair up with one or two guys if you want to have a chance to compete. It's
Right.
unfortunate. You look at a lot of young, sexy rosters like the Bulls or the Hawks, and they're kind of head scratchers how they aren't a little more successful at this point in the season. But I guess it's part of the game.
Right.
Just would like to see a little bit more competition in the league. With Giannis, that seems to be a big topic. Poor Milwaukee. It's a cool town, awesome story there, but it looks like they're going to lose their big star in when his contract's up.
You think he'll walk next year? I think, he's a free agent in 2021.
Yeah, he's going to
think
walk
he'll
for
walk?
sure. For sure. Yeah, his last.
I don't know. I feel like Giannis is kind of made up of the Kevin Garnett. I'm going to be loyal until the very, very, very close to the end of my career before
Well, they
I
better start
definitely move
adding
on.
some people soon.
I mean, they're what, number one in the East right now.
Yeah.
I think they probably lost maybe 2 games or 1 game or 5 games at home.
Yeah, they do. They
They have
do.
a phenomenal record.
Yeah, they are competing for one of the best records in history.
Yeah, I don't think they have enough to win a championship, but you're right. The possibility of him leaving is there, but I feel like he might stay.
Should have a little side wager on that. I think he's out of there. I think he young guy, all the talent in the world. I don't really see Milwaukee as like a place I'm trying to, hang out in. Maybe he goes back, pulls a LeBron, but
Yeah.
I think he follows suit and walks, goes to a true contender. And I think their window to win is now.
You're right. That's absolutely right. It's basically now, or you're gonna have to struggle out the whole. You'll have great regular seasons, but you won't really amount to much as far as winning rings.
Yeah.
So being that you're a Bulls fan, who's your GOAT? Because that's one of the things that we ask on our show. Is like, who, in your opinion, who is the GOAT?
Oh, MJ, the GOAT himself.
That
was actually a question we had from our one of our bloggers, the innkeeper. He wanted to ask you if Charlotte would be better if they had MJ. They would have gotten MJ.
Ooh, man, the funny thing, me and my brother were talking about it yesterday. Charlotte, since Jordan has been there, has been in the lottery literally every single year. And the only pick that he's picked that was worth anything or worth anybody was Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
And he's missed on so many great players. He's taken Cody Zellers and Kid Gilchrist and Sean May and Raymond Fell, and all these are lottery picks that he's completely missed. Some of the drafts class was weak, but there's no excuse for you to keep missing every single year. So I think if Jordan wants to take a step back and just be just an owner and didn't have much of a say and had somebody else who probably had a better track record in picking players, Charlotte would probably be better off. Because there's no excuse for you to have that many lottery picks. And you have, 2 playoff appearances since he's been there?
That's rough. Yeah. But speaking of the Hornets, I'm not sure if you were aware, but I had to rep my starter jacket.
You're right.
Vintage. Remember these guys?
Yeah. I see it. That's classic.
Just being a fan of the colors, mostly.
Right.
Had to pick this guy up.
But it's interesting. It's kind of odd sometimes because some of the best players aren't really good at judging talent, for whatever reason, or they're not good at mentoring talent too. Sometimes, for whatever reason that may be, I don't know why.
It's one of the biggest head scratchers I've always had in sports. Like, how is it so easy for these owners to just make what looks like boneheaded decisions? A couple of years later, like, just complete busts. I don't know. Being a Bears fan, we've never drafted too well. It's so annoying when these owners just like pick a guy that you're just like, is that a reach? Like, what are we doing here?
Right. So the Bears, Trubisky, he's coming back for you guys?
Oh man! Speak of an example there. I don't know, man. He's football young.
I mean, he looked good coming out of Carolina. At first, it was a head scratcher for me because he only had one great season, like one season.
Well, he only played one season.
It was it? He was a freshman coming out.
He was a senior. He was a backup for 2 years.
Yeah,
so at a team that's not even competitive in football.
In a lopsided division, in a lopsided conference.
In a conference that's terrible at football.
Yeah, besides just Clemson.
Right.
Yeah. So do you give him one more year, or is it time to? Go after a free agent.
I'll give him 6 games to, are we 4-2? Are we 3-3, or maybe
six is a lot.
Yeah, I'll give them 6 games.
So do you guys
I
pick
think they
a
sign
quarterback
a
this
veteran
season?
backup. Who will that be? I don't know. I hear Andy Dalton thrown around. Do I like that? No, not really. But anyone to come in and kind of put the pressure on Mitch. I hope he gets back to the Mitch of 2 years ago, where it looked like he enjoyed playing football. Kind of saw that expression. He just looked kind of overwhelmed last year a little bit. High pressure situation. Matt Nagy was supposed to help him. I didn't really see him. It looked like he had a sophomore slump as a coach. Tight end, that seems to be the new MVP position, in my opinion. When you look at the Super Bowl, you have the 2 best tight ends in the league across from one another. Well, I guess not, literally across from one another, but on either team.
Right.
It seems to really open up the new offense, like having some guy that's just a huge target, on one side of the field, and then the rest of your guys on the other. Seems to be the formula. It was working for the Saints. It was working for Kansas City. It's working for San Francisco. I know I'm missing the Patriots in there.
No, you're right. You can go back as far as Jeremy Shockey with the Giants.
Jeremy Shockey.
Gronk with the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Olsen with the Panthers. Jimmy Graham with the Saints. You can go as far back as you want. The tight end has been very crucial. But now you're right. Now it's very important to have a great security blanket, especially for a young quarterback, a tight end and a great running back. You guys have Tyreek Cohen. He's very reliable for him too. And you could use Tyreek as he's an A&T product from out here as well. And you could use him in so many various ways. He's a gadget guy, really. He's like a Darren Sproles. You can put him in so many.
I like him as
spots on the field.
Yeah, we got the David Montgomery now. He's supposed to be, the next Matt Forte on the team. It seems like,
right.
So we'll see. Haven't even mentioned a kicker yet. A lot has to go right for the Bears next year. Luckily, they'll have an easier schedule.
I mean, you guys have a great front four, so that should keep you guys in games. Especially if Khalil Mack can come back into form, like how because he kind of disappeared there in the middle of the season for some reason. But if he can come back,
I think that was related
form,
to the injury of Akeem Hicks. He was the backbone of that defense, and when you lose one guy, now that's one less guy you have to worry about blocking, and you can game plan around a Khalil Mack, and it's easy to see numbers dwindle in those situations.
Right. So what's your thoughts on the Tom Brady circus right now that's going on?
That's a great question. He's got to stay with New England.
You think so?
Here's my Brady take. He is probably overrated.
At this point, right? Or you're saying
well,
overall?
Most definitely at this point, but I'm not sure, the full extent of what's going on in a Bill Belichick run organization, but I've only seen and heard any way to get an edge on the competition. I feel like Brady's been a benefactor of that.
Right.
And the one piece of evidence I'm going to use, you can interpret it however you want to on your own time, but think about Brady after he won Super Bowl number 2, and he's up for a contract. And what does he do? Gets paid maybe middle of the league salary amount after being a 2-time Super Bowl winning champion with, going into the prime of his career, and he's gonna take a team friendly discount is an understatement.
Right.
In a league where you see quarterbacks that are not even that great, but maybe have some potential, get the next highest paid contract in the league, or they're right up there,
like Jared Goff.
Right. Unproven talent. It was very odd to me, that situation. So my analysis on that is, maybe there's some flaw to his game, and he'd be exposed going anywhere else, so he didn't really have negotiating power to get that contract. But that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Why you take a team friendly deal in that situation. I mean, I know your wife's making more than you no matter what you do, but
right.
And I guess the mindset of let's get some use that money that we saved to get some more guys around us. But I never saw him really get more guys around him other than just drafting well and getting rid of guys after they show superstar
I don't
promise.
know. I feel like Belichick seen this coming, but 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when he wanted Garoppolo to essentially take over the team, and they winded up trading him to the 49ers. I think Garoppolo just seen it. I mean, Belichick seen the end was coming, so he wanted to quickly move on. But I think Kraft and the rest of the Patriot Nation, they were so in love with Tom Brady. It's just like they don't know life after Brady, because he was such a successful guy in that scheme and all that in the Belichick system, that they don't really want it to move on from that. And
I know I have heard he, no one works harder than him. No one, has more passion than Brady does. So, don't want to, fully commit to my take, but, I am leaning pretty heavy on that take still, just with that amount of evidence. It's kind of head scratching to me.
Right.
And they've had a history of cheating and, finding ways to
get the edge or
scheme,
the upper hand.
against the competition. I feel like Brady's in on it, and why would you want another guy in there?
Even this year with the nonsense that happened at where was it? Cincinnati, when the week leading into playing Cincinnati, with the taping of their practice or something like that. Even though they came out and they claimed that they had no knowledge of what that guy was doing, he was acting on his own accord. Is the fact of the matter is he's tied to your organization, and your organization is known for things of his nature. So
some Goonery going on there.
You look bad.
You need some answers.
I mean, it'll be an interesting season though. There's a lot of storylines happening everywhere, to be honest.
Yeah. What are you, basketball first guy, or what? What do
you mean as far as sports?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, basketball is something I'm huge on, man. I love basketball. From NBA to NCAA.
March Madness.
Actually this week. No, next week.
Right. Who's your favorite? Who you got?
I'm a big Duke fan. Matter of fact, the ACC tournament is here in Green.
Is Duke back?
Oh nah, we're far from that. We're definitely a shell of ourselves right now. We're a very mediocre full U team. Like, yeah, we're in the top 10 right now, but are we gonna go far in the NCAA tournament? I don't think so. I think we don't have enough perimeter scoring.
They fucked me last year, man, with Zion and
Barrett,
Cam and the other dude.
Trey Jones.
No, not even. There was some other guy.
Zion, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and Cam Reddish.
RJ. Yeah, like at one point it was like the first 3 picks in the NBA draft.
Yeah,
Fell a little flat there.
Duke is Duke will always be a powerhouse, but I think we missed the ball with the recruitment this year. We don't have enough scoring threats based on compared to the other years that we have.
Ruh-roh.
But the first 2 rounds and the ACC tournament are here in Greensboro, so I'll try to check out one or the other.
Nice. One of the things that's always perplexed me as a outside of Carolina sports fan, these Duke guys. Why is it so hard to transition to the NBA?
I think Coach K runs a tight system, right? And he picks certain players that fit the system.
Okay.
And then a lot of NBA is outside of system guys. It's guys that can play in systems, but if need be, they can freelance and play on their own, be playmakers, or just make things happen on their own.
Obviously, with Zion early in his career, bearing injuries, exception there.
Well, as of late, these one and dones have been going to Duke, so you're gonna get a lot of players who aren't who can be system guys, but they can also translate outside of it, like Kyrie Irving, who only played 8 games, but he was still a number 1 pick.
Was he a Duke guy?
Yeah, he played.
Kyrie too. Although, fucking Kyrie as of late.
Huh?
Kyrie as of late is
Kyrie's a head scratcher, man. I think a lot of Kyrie has to do with his mental side, with his mental ability. Like one minute he's 100% and he's doing this, and the next minute he's saying this about his teammates. Or Kyrie just I don't know. He's one of the greatest. He's not greatest. He's one of the better point guards in the NBA today.
Right.
And he for whatever reason, he just doesn't have the leadership qualities of a point guard. He's a one-man show.
You think there was a turning point in his career that you kind of fell off the tracks there a little bit?
I think leaving LeBron's side was a turning point.
He should have stayed next
to LeBron as long
as there was a little scuff between the two of them, just like from a leadership point of view.
But I think it was more so the narratives, because the media tends to paint certain narratives of what's going on in the season. Yeah. Shout out to the coronavirus. But yeah, so I think after coming back from 3-1 to win that championship, and Kyrie hit essentially the biggest shot in probably of the decade, right?
Oh yeah, I still remember it. Yeah,
in Game 7 in a comeback series, and he got little to no credit for it. We all talked about the block before the shot from LeBron.
Oh, do we? I thought like the shot is what like made Kyrie from Kyrie to the man.
Oh, for sure, for us. But in terms of the media painted it as, oh, LeBron willed the team back on his own, and which is true, but not entirely true, because Kyrie was right next to him, averaging 35 points plus in the last 3 games of that series. So I think he didn't want to live under that shadow for too much longer. He wanted his own team, and he demanded a trade, and I think that's where it all went downhill. Hopefully, he can redeem himself when Kevin Durant comes back next year, but I don't think that'll work either. Because
oh my God, the whole New York debacle, that was ridiculous last year.
Yeah.
Wow. People really, that'll show the Knicks, man. They missed on Kyrie and Kevin.
Yeah,
and they both went to Brooklyn.
Yeah, the Knicks are just bad anyways. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The Knicks are bad. They're bad on the court. They're bad off. Did you hear about the Spike Lee incident from the other day?
No.
Where I'll paraphrase it. So Spike Lee for the past 20-something years has been using the employee entrance to get into the game. You know, Spike Lee has courtside seats.
Right.
He has season tickets to the home games in the Garden. And for whatever reason, this last week or something, they just decided to stop Spike Lee in the elevator. So you can't use this entrance no more. You got to use the entrance on 31st Street or 32nd or something.
Oh my god!
And it's just like you guys are the bottom of the barrel, and you guys are worried about what entrance Spike Lee comes in. And of all people, Spike Lee. You know, it's one thing if it was like some random person that just wanted to sit courtside. This is Spike Lee, who is a notable Knicks fan throughout the world. You know, like that's the big concern right now.
Oh
Not
my
the
god.
fact that
oh
you're
my
bottom.
god. That's funny.
So the Knicks are just bad on and off.
Yeah. We always have a running joke where, you know, when people have overstayed their welcome, you know, the owners, you know, after all that loyalty, they suddenly forget their first name. So like, you know, every time like a Tom Brady starts to like fall off the tracks or whatever, it's like now we call him like Tim Brady, like,
Yeah.
or it's just like, you know, it's like super disrespectful to like the player. It's like, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Knicks. The whole New York market is always a circus. To be honest, for lack of better words, it's always a circus over there.
Yeah, that sounds like quite the circus. All right, let's transition conversation. Do you want to learn more about what you guys talk on the old 9 to 5 there? Is that a green screen you're also using? It looks like.
No, on the app, yeah. I guess there's like you can put a different background on the app, so I just put our logo in there.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have a green screen behind you. You just got the.
It's from the app. There's no actual green screen.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Anyway, what do you guys talk about on the show? Like, you guys do like different segments? Do you have a niche? Play games?
Well, we're to be honest, we're figuring out the whole podcast thing as we go. To be completely frank, it's we're just experimenting different things that work, and we've noticed that when we have guests, it allows the conversation to flow a little easier than usual. Of course, by ourselves, we tend to have a good time, but when we have a guest, it allows us to pick other people's brains that we're not familiar with different topics and different sports. So we get different analysis and different commentary on things.
Nice.
But
how do you find your guests?
Just anybody who contacts us or people that we know who are interested in coming on the show. That's the main way we've done it so far.
Cool. Where'd you come up with the name?
I actually came up with the name. So the story behind the name is we're just regular 9 to 5 guys.
Yeah.
We have regular 9 to 5 jobs.
Yeah.
But we just like to talk about sports.
Okay. That made sense to me. I was just curious if that was the reason.
We try to just keep it as simple as possible and something catchy that if it does become marketable, it's easy to remember.
Run, fucker, run!
Oh, what's going on there?
Madden.
Oh shit! You guys big video game players?
Oh, for sure. Madden, yeah. If it's not Madden 2K, yeah.
Oh my god, I have this content idea that it's taken a little while to like get going, but I thought it'd be hilarious to crown a champion at like Madden,
right.
and then find like contenders that want to like knock them off, just like you're playing video games on the couch with your buddies, you know, but like open it up.
Right.
I don't know.
So it's just you that usually does the tapings, or is it Cassie?
Yeah, it's me talking to my friends or content creators.
Right.
I just keep it going.
Okay.
But yeah, with Goonery, it's just like people trying to grow their following. I like to talk about sports or like to try to make people laugh. And we're just kind of working on, kind of like the minor leagues here, just working on character development. We're a little green, a little immature, a lot of growing up to do. So just, trying to work on our craft here. Just kind of have one place where an audience can kind of find some new stuff that they might like, or at least be a time capsule if so-and-so, goes on and makes it for like Barstool or some other bigger, more important. What's up?
How often do you tape?
I do 2 episodes a week.
2 episodes a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this, the podcast is just me trying to spread the word and, just get people like you to plug what they're doing and just kind of like curation, just sift through all the, thousands of podcasts out there, blogs or, whatever's going on and try to find, yours really stood out. I was pumped to get you on the show. Just, seeing you guys sitting around the fucking glass table outside like that and moved to the studio. I was dying. I was like, this is good shit.
It was actually, to be honest, we started in the garage. So
of course. Yeah.
But at the time, we were just doing the audio. And then once we got the visuals, we took it outside. Then we had to go back indoors.
Oh, man.
But
weather permitting.
We'll probably end up back outside for like a couple of episodes, like a tailgating episode or something here and there. Somewhere around mini camp and the start of the NFL season, somewhere there.
Yeah. Do you guys have a website?
No, we have a YouTube channel, and we're pretty much available on all platforms, whether it's Spotify, iHeart, Apple, iTunes, everywhere.
Okay. Do you use a podcast like host site?
I think we use Anchor.
Anchor? Okay.
Yeah, we use Anchor, and that's how we distribute it.
Yeah.
But the actual taping, we do it in the studio, and then we merge the audio and the visuals all together, and then we finish it out that way. But we also do skits here and there in between our takes.
Oh, what kind of? I'm a big skit fan.
Yeah, so we do like sports skits, just random skits, like anything that has to do with sports, pretty much. So like we have how players come in when they show like the TNT players, like we did one of them. We did a skit with we did a Kobe Bryant tribute skit. You know how growing up everybody shot into a trash can and yelled Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe.
But we kind of merged it with I don't know if you're familiar with the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
But there was an episode where Will was supposed to take the game-winning shot, and Carlton snatched the ball from him, and he took the shot and airballed it.
Carlton.
So like when we were doing the tribute, we were gonna do the skit, but TJ decided to hijack the whole idea before we even talked about it. He was like, "Yo, let's do a Kobe tribute right here." And Terrence had the idea for the skit, so we merged the whole thing together. That's the story behind the skit, actually. But we try to find small ways because we only tape once a week.
Okay.
So to have content throughout the week to keep people interested, and because people's attention spans are so quick these days, and
I know.
So we post skits and certain contents from here and there to keep them interested throughout the week, because we put out episodes every Wednesday. We tape Saturdays, and we finish the edits by like Tuesday or Mondays or whatever. So those 4 or 5 days in between, those are like dead days, and you don't want to have too many of those, especially with content, because you're gonna lose people.
Yeah. There's no right or wrong answer to it, but when you're doing something right.
Yeah.
What I see you look pretty successful on YouTube for someone that's like just getting into it. It looked like you had some people like subscribing and like viewing your videos, like north of 60 people. What I was just curious, like, what you guys have done to promote that.
Man, just like we post a lot of promo videos. So
Yeah.
like we'll like I said, we tape on Saturdays or Sundays sometimes, depending on the time slots that we have available. And then Monday and Tuesday we'll get the video, but we're not finished with the edits as far as merging the audio and the visuals together. So in between we'll post like sort of like trailer clips of the episodes. That way we can have people interested or build some sort of anticipation into the episode once it drops. So that was the easiest way that we found to promote. But other than that, it's just we post episodes every day on various. There's blogs. Like look into on Facebook. I don't know if you have a Facebook, but there's Facebook groups of podcasters.
Right.
And they're all everywhere. So we post the episodes on there.
Okay.
Post it on Twitter. We post it on Snapchat. Just every social media platform that we have on our own, we share it on there.
Yeah.
And then some of our friends have been very supportive of it, so they also share it too. So
tap into their networks.
That's how we get the word out. But it's a slow grind, but it's fulfilling at the same time because it's something that we actually enjoy doing.
Yeah, it's the pursuit of it. That's cool. It makes sense. That podcast studio, are you guys throwing down money for the time and the editing?
We pay for the visuals and the audio, and it's all a package. So we pay for like a season. For the studio is like 10 episodes almost. So we pay for a package for the 10 episodes, and then it's basically like, it's sort of like a contract, but the engineer he's very flexible with the time frames that we can use and the days and whatnot. But it's definitely it allows us to be less stressful, because before when we were shooting it on our own, it kind of got a little stressful as far as the editing and the time. So our jobs and stuff, and everything else we have outside of the podcast. But it's not bad, It's worth the amount that we pay for, actually.
Nice. Okay. I'm just curious because, again, when I first got into podcasting, I was like spending a lot of time editing, and like it was kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, it is.
And I just kind of, I didn't know what to do. So I kind of just migrated to just like a long form, one take, probably not going to edit it unless something crazy happens that we need to. But
right.
Just rolled with that. It's just interesting. Like you were saying with your show, it's bringing other people on, kind of hearing their takes, their opinion, how they're doing something, that sort of thing.
Right.
Right on. Do you guys do fantasy at all? Going back to sports?
I do fantasy.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they don't. I do fantasy football, but the past 2 years I haven't been doing too hot. So
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I won like the first 2 years I did it when I was like hosting with my friends, and felt like the big man on campus, and then have just hit a cold spell. Like, I can win in the work leagues, but against my friends, for some reason, I fucking just.
You guys do a pot?
Yeah. It's it was up to 100 during its peak. Now it's kind of down to 50 a person. We had a trophy, but that kind of got lost in the shuffle. I mean, you just get I mean, I just feel like in your early 20s, fantasy sports is is a way of life for a while.
Yeah, one year I was I think I was in the championship game, and all my players sat that week, and I didn't even think about picking up players. Like I didn't think that far ahead. Like, some of these guys might not have to play. Like Gronk didn't play. I think Cam Newton sat that week. I got smoked, and I came in second place.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was tough. Matter of fact, Le'Veon sat that year because that's when Le'Veon was still with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He sat that year. I got smoked.
Oh man.
But fantasy is fun. It's just I mean it keeps the NFL season interesting too. It keeps
I agree.
Watching other teams and other players besides just being biased to your own.
No, I completely agree. I would even up the ante, up the stakes, and just say sports gambling, betting alone. I don't dabble too much into it, although I should. It's just, not that easy for us in Washington. So, I'm not going to fight it. But, watching the XFL recently, and I'm like, why am I not as interested in the XFL as I thought I might be? And I think it's the fantasy aspect. Like, what am I watching it for? What's it doing for me?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the XFL, I don't know. I'm the same way with it. I'll probably watch a quarter, maybe a couple of series of plays here and there, but then I'll just find myself tuning it out. And
yeah,
for whatever reason, I just don't find it capturing my attention as I thought it would. I figured all football is football, right? But it just doesn't
falls
have the
flat.
excitement.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm overly critical of mistakes in the XFL. And they happen a little bit more than we're used to seeing on Sundays.
All right.
I don't hate it. I like that it's on. But
I had mentioned on our podcast that it's kind of like Madden, and do you remember NFL Streets V3?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
NFL Streets is like, it's sort of like that. It's like, we're not going to give up Madden for NFL Streets, It's the rules are a little different. You could do a little things here and there. It's interesting for a little bit, but overall, we want Madden,
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
I mean, yeah, there's a reason, it's the cream of the crop. We want to watch the cream of the crop. Yeah. Not sure how old you are, but what Madden did you what was the first one that got you hooked?
Oh man, I'll never forget 2004.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Michael Vick. It was almost playing like what's the Nintendo version of it? Techno Bowl or something like that with Bo Jackson, where you could just run
to
the 1 yard line and just go all the way back. And that's how it was. Madden was especially that year, like Michael Vick was just unstoppable. You can run whatever you want to run with him and just fly.
Oh man. Yeah, that was so much fun. Yeah, I remember 2004. Dude, I was into Madden 98, dude, for PlayStation. I'll never forget that shit. I feel like I had broken like a couple copies of it too and like rebought it, like that kind of shit, dude. I just remember playing
it gets
that.
Intense. It gets intense.
Yeah. But I think I kind of didn't really pick up on 99 through like maybe it was 2003. I think it was 2003 when I picked it back up. Yeah. I think that was like the Marshall Falk cover.
That's it. Yeah, that was Marshall Falk.
Yeah. And then I remember just I got fucking goated at Madden for Xbox, like from the 06 to 08.
Yeah.
Oh man. But then it moved to 360 and the gameplay changed and left me in its dust.
What was your take when I think it was 2K? 2K Sports had
I love that fucking 2K game. Are you talking about the one
with Terrell Owens? I think Terrell Owens.
Yeah, they had like one game and it was like $20.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I figured they would make a lot more of them, but I guess it was probably like a licensing issue. Yeah, but it was great, to be honest. It was really great.
Dude, I'll never forget my fucking grandpa walks in and thinks we're watching a real football game.
Right.
He's like, this is real. And I'm like, no, we're playing, Grandpa. And he's like, no, this is like yeah. I was like, yeah. I'm like, come on. But he was convinced it was real. It was so funny.
Yeah. I mean, I think video games have taken a great leap forward as far as like visuals and just the gameplay. It's insane how realistic these games are today, down to player movement, player emotions, everything. Just the way that they capture the sport itself. It's incredible for all sports, whether it's FIFA or MLB or MLS, whatever it may be. It's incredible.
With esports taking off now, it's like, fuck, wish that was available back when, I was spending all my time playing video games, but
right.
I'll be that millennial. Yeah, I agree. It's just ever more realistic and beautiful and fun to play. Looks like we're getting PS5 this year. So we'll see. We should do a co-collab on like the top football games of all time.
Like
a top 10 list.
Of video games? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, video games.
Yeah. Okay. Top 10. Oh man, that's.
I'm gonna throw a few out there.
Okay.
NFL Blitz, the original.
Okay. NFL Streets. I'll take I think Madden 2005. Is that that might be the one with Ray Lewis on the cover? I think that's when they introduced the hit stick.
Okay.
That one. Tecmo Bowl. I'll take
NFL Game Day 99.
Yeah, NFL Game Day. NFL Game Day. You have to add that one. Man. That's which Madden was it? Was it the one where they added the QB vision? I forgot which one that was.
That might have been 06 or 05. Yeah. It was definitely 06 with that was another one that I broke a couple times and had to repurchase before the next one came out.
That one was by far the most frustrating Madden to date. To date, because your receiver would be open to the right, but your vision is not even over there, so you got to swing them over there. So that was frustrating, but I like that one. That was challenging.
I mean, that's a huge part of NFL quarterback game, like looking the defender off. So it's something Mitch needs to take a fucking note on. He would have the worst QB vision.
Yeah, but it's a video game.
Just a straight line to his receiver.
Yeah, like I think like certain quarterbacks, if they were a great quarterback, their vision would be a lot bigger, and if they weren't that good, like the vision would be a lot tighter and smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was a big franchise mode guy. Just
I think I mean it's hard to name 10, but I think
I don't know if there
even
is 10. Yeah, we got a pretty good list.
That's 5 right there. Unless we start naming like some knockoffs like the Backyardians or anything like that. You remember those?
No.
The ones with the I think it was like little cartoons that played like backyard football or something like that.
I think I know backyard football. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Remember, I think there was like NFL QB Club or something. It was like Peyton Manning or Brett Favre, and it was just shitty.
Yeah.
N64. That was a miss.
Yeah, I mean it's some great sports games out there though.
Yeah. Well, hey man, do you want to plug your social? We're at time here.
Yes, 9 to 5 Sports Guys, and that's spelled regular 925 Sports Guys. That's on Instagram. We're on Facebook as well, 9 to 5 Sports Guys. 9 to 5 Sports Guys on YouTube. That's about it. Just check us out, like, subscribe, and if you have any feedback, you're more than welcome to give it to us. Good, bad, and ugly, we don't mind, because we're just trying to grow and get better at it. But I appreciate you having us on here. definitely gonna try to figure out a way to get you on the show, even if it's for a segment or for a whole episode. We'll definitely work on that. I think we're able to do call-ins, but I don't know if we can do visual call-ins. But we'll definitely get you on the show within the next couple of weeks for sure.
Oh, looking forward to it. It's
Yeah,
Nam from 9 to 5 Sports, everyone.